What's up, guys? Today we are back out on the range. We're going to be shooting a little bit today, but what we want to focus on is this new Ultradyne compensator kit. So what this is you get a compensator that fits a 223 caliber rifle along with front and rear flip up backup sights. And so what's kind of unique about this is that the front sight doesn't mount to your rail. Instead, it mounts to your barrel right behind your compensator. So you have your compensator, your flip up front sight, and then a little nut that tightens it down. As you can see right here, it's a little bit different. And so that's the front compensator. It's got 4 serrations from the front to the back, progressively getting smaller from the front to the back. And it's also got these 2 ports right here at the front sides of it. So this is supposed to reduce your recoil by something like 85%. And the reason we wanted to test this today is because this kit retails for around $369. And we were kind of asking ourselves, is it really worth $369 for a compensator and flip up front sights? I mean, this is something you can get off of Amazon for $30 for flip up sights and $50 for a compensator. So what makes this a $369 item? And hopefully we'll be able to tell you that today. Hopefully we'll be able to let you know either you should or you shouldn't spend $369 on this kit. So we're going to get to a little shooting and we'll let you know what we think. Alright guys, so we got mags loaded up, we're ready to shoot. For all intents and purposes for today's video, I went ahead and took off my Vortex red dot. And the reason for this is because we're not focusing on the red dot, we're focusing up on the flip ups. So to make it easier on my part, I went ahead and took it off. I will do some shooting here in a little bit with it on just to see if it'll co-witness and how they run that way. But for right now, we're just going to shoot it without the Vortex on there. So let's sling some lead down range. Alright, so the first thing I'm noticing, there is really not a lot of recoil. I can believe that it is 85% less recoil so far. But I'm taking a lot of percussion from the sides. It's almost not fun to shoot because you have so much coming back on you. It's really hitting my left arm pretty heavy. We're gonna go ahead and dump this mag real quick and just see how that works out. There's only 3 shots left, but yeah, the recoil is very nice, but I don't know if I like that the way that's ported up there. The sights are pretty easy to see. It's a little different. The sights are a little different on this. You have a rear aperture right here that you can change out. They make, I believe, 3 different sizes: a small, a standard, and an oversized. And then the front, your front peg has holes in it. It's got 4 holes every 90 degrees. And the science behind that is it's easier to line up 2 holes on your target. It's more accurate that way instead of lining up a pin, the top of a pin at the bottom of your target. So with the hole, it allows you to see your whole entire target. And I also believe that you can change out the size hole on your front sight. And I know for sure that they have a standard A2 pin that goes in your front sight. So real quick, another thing that I wanted to say, and just to show y'all, the gun is clear. The bolt's back, magazine's empty. We'll get that out of here. One thing that I wanted to show you was that this front sight doesn't require a tool to change it. So, well, that's very hot. Ow, that's really hot. So essentially what you do is you push down on the front sight, then you can just use your fingers and twist the pin up or down. So that is really handy. I do like that. That way you don't have to carry around that pesky little front sight tool with you, and it makes it real easy to change your front sight. The rear sight back here has 2 through 6 on it, and you can turn the knob, and from my understanding is if you sight in at 50 yards on the 2, or in other words 50 yards, 200 yards, if you rotate it all the way up to 6, then it carries it out to 600 yards. I don't know how accurate that is. I don't have 600 yards out here to shoot today, so I can't test that for you. But if that is something that you're looking for, you know, maybe this is something you should look into. We're gonna run a few more rounds through here just to see how it shoots, and you know, we'll let you know. Guys, that concussion is gnarly. I mean, it's coming straight back towards you. It almost feels like little bee stings. It's hitting so hard, and I don't know that I really like that, much less would I spend almost $400 to get that. So I'm gonna walk down here to this target and see how accurate it was, and you know, we'll sling some more lead down here in just a minute. All right, so we just shot the Ultradyne front compensator with the sight combo. We're gonna walk down here to the target. It's about 50 yards away. We're just gonna kind of take a look and see how it's shooting. This target has already been shot, so I'm kind of shooting for the head here. And I tried to co-witness it with my red dot. I don't know how well it worked, but we're gonna take a look at it down here just to see. I figured I'd take y'all guys with me and take a look at it. So that's what we have here. I would say probably here and up is what we were shooting. So it's not terribly accurate. I was doing some little bursts down through here. It looks like I'm shooting a little bit to the left, but you know, that could be me. Like I said, I haven't really sighted it in. I've just kind of co-witnessed it, so I'm not really concerned with getting it sighted in right at this time, because honestly I don't think I'm gonna leave it on my gun. The concussion on it's extremely bad, and you know, I don't want to take bee stings in my left arm for 85% less recoil on a 223 that doesn't really have recoil anyway. But I have about 3 more boxes of shells, so I am going to go ahead and shoot those just because I don't want to take them home with me. So you know, maybe it'll change my mind, and I'll let you guys know. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and try to shoot it with the vortex on there. I do not have the vortex turned on. I don't ever think there would be a time where you would need to use your backup sights with your vortex turned on. So for that reason, I'm not going to turn it on. But I am going to see if I can still align the sights looking through the vortex. That way, if you ever were in a combat situation and your red dot died on you for whatever reason, and all you had were your battle sights, you would still be able to utilize them without having to take off your scope. So we're going to check that out and see what we got. So there you go. You can see through it. You can actually see through it pretty clearly. So if you ever did need to use that for some reason, you know, like I said, maybe your red dot dies on you, or you know, maybe you just want to use your battle sights instead of your red dot, I don't see why you ever would, but you know, that is an option. As far as whether or not I would own these sights and compensator, probably not. The reason I say that is because it's not fun to shoot. Like I said, I'd rather take 85% of the recoil of a 223, which, like I said earlier, is not much, if any. I mean, obviously there is some recoil, but it's not uncomfortable to shoot. I would rather take the recoil than the bee sting feeling from the concussion coming back on you. That's just me. I guess the best example I can give you is this has more concussion coming back than my 300 Blackout with a 7.5 inch barrel. I would rather shoot that than I would this, and which is sad because I really wanted to like this.